Hello, Periscope. How's everybody doing today? It is Ebony. Hello, hello, hello. Let me just move this over there. Yeah, perfect. Hello, Arthur Shane, Cheryl Empowers, Bernie's daughter. Hello, hello, hello. I have my wash and go going on, but I just wanted to talk to you guys all about opportunity, right? And how every opportunity is not what it seems. So you have to be bold enough to say no to what looked like a yes, right? Thank you all for being in the room. I want to let you know that there are opportunities that have come my way that I've had to say, yes, it should be interesting. It is. It's a very interesting concept, and it's something that it's taken me a little bit of time to understand a little bit better. So for you who have not experienced me before, my name is Ebony Combs. I'm a brand consultant, media host, speaker, and author, hair model as well. Hey, Marcia, thanks for joining me. I appreciate you being here. Thank you, Charles. I appreciate that. Just finished teaching my public speaking class. Hey, Free Magic, thanks for joining. Just finished teaching a public speaking class to a group of fifth graders here at a private school in Arlington, Texas, and had a great time with them. But I wanted to, from speaking to them, we did I am statements, and I had them write down 3 things they absolutely loved about themselves, and then 3 areas of opportunity. Initially, they did not understand what I meant by that. Areas of opportunity, what is that? So I explained it to them like this. Thank you for the heart love too, I appreciate it. Areas of opportunities are areas that we can be better in. Areas that require growth, us stretching, us being open to the process and learning from other people who are experts in that area. Experts in an area that we don't typically have the experience in, right? Hey, super nerdy church girl, thank you for joining me. Hi guys. I'm waving to the kiddos. They are in the window. I want to show you really quickly so you can see what I'm looking at. They're all passing by saying, what is Miss Combs doing? I love my kiddos. But I explained to them the areas of opportunities and what they could do to grow. So I told them I want them to remove the language from their mind and from their mouths of I can't, or I tried, or I think I can, or I will be, maybe. I want those type of words not to even be part of their vocabulary. So an area of opportunity is to practice positive affirmations and to seize the day, right? And so once I explained that to them, they got it. I then explained to them how I turned down a position, a role that I thought I really wanted, and because I had a schedule conflict with another event, I committed to months ago, almost a year ago, and this opportunity came up, I had to say no to it because they said, look, it has to be 100% of you being here to be able to do this. No exceptions, not even with you telling us in advance. We aren't able to be flexible in that. So they asked me, are you okay with passing that up to do this? I had to think about it. And before I actually had the chance to mature, to take opportunities that I thought I really wanted and that were right for me and not listen to the still voice and my discernment until I've gone through that, until I went through that. What was the opportunity? It was a major opportunity, at least I thought, but the one that I had on the table for months made more sense for my career and the direction in which I'm going. So that would have been a temporary quick fix, quick money, but it wouldn't have been long-term to my purpose and what I'm doing. So I had to say yes to that no, right? And I believe very firmly that there's a reason why we get discernment, why we are clear, why we have brand clarity, why we have purpose. And the day that we discover those things, our life is forever changed. And so I'm comfortable with that no, because I know that the other opportunity that I had on the table, and because I want my personal brand to speak to integrity, a worth ethic, doing what I say I'm going to do, what I signed up for, whether there's a contract on the table or not, whether there's a huge payday in that moment or not, I still had to show up. I told the company that I was going to show up months ago, and that's what I plan to do. And because this came on the table, I said, look, I can do both. It's okay that I may miss a couple of days to go and handle this, but I respect you telling me that, look, it has to be 100%. So I want you to respect me saying, I am not in a position to be able to say no to this opportunity over here, right? How many of you have had to make those type of bold decisions, standing firmly on what you know your purpose to do? And while it may seem like a little bit of more money on this end, the long-term effects of that other opportunity just make more sense, because what could have been a $3.50 increase on something or a new contract that lasted 2 months can truly lead to a contract that is reoccurring. I got you curious. I can't, due to confidentiality, I'm a firm believer in that. I have an HR background. I will not disclose the two opportunities, but I'll tell you that it was important to me to stick with my word, because at the end of the day, I believe that's all we have, right? So how many of you have actually had that type of experience where it looked like a really good deal, but hindsight, it was that short term? I want something more long term. So I'll tell you, with my brand and growing it and getting more clients as far as the brand ambassador role and teaching you how to connect with brands, teaching brands how to connect with key influencers and grow their brand, their product, their service through inviting everyday people who are consumers, who the public trust. They trust their word. And here you are as a new brand wanting to come in and wanting to be invited into that space. Well, look, if you get Susie over here, who has a ton of friends who trust her, then they'll end up liking your brand, right? So that is my focus, is nothing else besides teaching people that craft, because there's a craft in it. Just because you're popular and people are following you doesn't mean that you're a good decision maker, you're a good fit for a particular brand, product, or service. So you have to be clear on that and what you offer, just as a brand has to be clear on the opportunities they offer key influencers, right? So every opportunity is not an opportunity. You have to learn how to say no to some things, and those no's end up being beautiful yeses on the other side. I'll tell you an example of something that I've dealt with here recently, and that has been my single moms brunch, and reaching out for volunteers and speakers to have just an honorarium or nothing at all sometimes, spending my own personal money on pouring into these women, because it's an initiative that I'm very, very passionate about, and I think it's necessary in today's world to support single moms, right? And their children and their betterment, their wellness. I've run into some people who don't understand the gift of service. And they look at, well, can I make $65? Can I make $500 right now? Versus sticking with a brand from its inception to where you may be 10, 20 years, maybe even 5 years from now, right? How many of you understand the importance of service? If you understand the importance of service, then I want you to say, I get it. Place I get it in the comments, unless you're watching me from the computer, and that's okay too. Just place I get it. Show me some heart love. Let's see if it resonates with you. But I want you to understand that service, yes. Tortoise in the hair, yes, yes. It's important for us to understand service will take you a long, long way. There are things that I've volunteered for. There are places that I've been, that I've spent my own money traveling, but the message behind the brand was more important. Yes, and I am selective on the opportunities or the things that I do, what people call for free. I don't think anything in this world is for free. I think we all have a price to pay no matter what it is. And when I volunteer, that's an opportunity, and I seize that moment so that I can go and make the connections that I need to make in order to get to the paid events. If you are an artist, a makeup artist, if you're a speaker, if you're a host, whatever your craft is and whatever you're donating at that time, know that you reap what you sow. So when you sow those positive seeds, there are great things to come of it. Just like I'm sure people, when Oprah began to start her brand and she got on the first talk show and she started doing the newscast and then she started, other areas of her life, I'm sure there were some people that told her no that wish they would have said yes. Gail said yes to being her friends, to being genuine, to being authentic. And look how she's supported her along the way in her own endeavors. So stop saying no. Stop thinking that because there isn't $1 billion in front of you in that moment, that that's not an opportunity. Stop thinking that the things people place on the table in front of you in that moment, whether it's a $5,000 increase or it's a $10,000 increase or it's a $100,000 gig. Stop thinking that that is it, because those opportunities will lead you to limited beliefs. Hey, Marsha, thanks for joining me. You guys share this with your tribe. Make sure that they understand what it takes to honestly be bold in the opportunities placed in front of you, because that's what it takes. It takes bold. Thank you, Super Nerdy Church Girl, for inviting your followers. I do appreciate that. It takes bold moves. So you want to make sure that you are clear on who you are. You are clear on your craft and what you offer to the world, and that you don't sit there and think, because I have this on my plate in front of me right now, this very moment. Thank you, Bernie's daughter, for inviting your followers. I appreciate that. I have this on my plate this very moment, and I think this is a great chance. And I'm going to say no to this person because they're not paying me. You have to think about those things. Think about the direction in which you want your life to go in, your career to go in. And so I had to think about that when I was presented with both opportunities. I said, well, wait, which one of these makes the most sense for where I'm going, for what I want to do, what I am doing? This one or this one? And what would that look like for something that's long-term and it's promising, and there's things for me to massage there, relationships for me to nurture there, and me sticking to my word? Hey, Christoph, thanks for joining me. Those type of things. If I say no to all of that for some money over here, for the right now over here, and not knowing what to expect, not having an opportunity to massage the relationships, everything that's on the table is right here, versus not knowing and having a lot of promise associated with it. You have to look at everything beyond dollar signs, because money will not make you happy. And you may say, well, I'm broke. I don't have anything right now. Of course you think money will make your world go round. But I promise you, my friends with a lot of money, my celebrity friends, they have their own set of issues. So don't think it's a be-all, catch-all, end-all, and it'll fix everything that you have going on. So I want you to evaluate whether an opportunity is truly an opportunity, or is it a wolf in sheep's clothing? Think about that. Is it truly what you're supposed to be doing? And if you're spiritual and you have faith, and you've been praying on something, and you said, look, God, show me the way. And all you do is when he shows you the way, you say, oh, but the dollar sign. And he's saying, no. Go do what you think is free. Get those, massage those relationships. Get into that network. Meet those people. Perform and do the things that are more long-term on your plate versus what's just the right now. Stop wanting things so quickly and be willing to do the work. Put in the work. Show up. Show out. Okay? Don't just show up. Thank you for the heart, love. I appreciate that. So I just wanted to share that with you based on the experience that I had today of saying no. And I feel so good because I said no. And I said yes to my future. And you have to begin to say yes. And you have to begin to do the work. Show up, show out. My name is Ebony Combs, brand consultant, media host, speaker, and hair model. It's been a pleasure. You can find me online at www.imebony.com. Thank you so much. Yes, I said yes to me, and I'm so sticking by it and loving it. You have no idea. I have the most peace that I've had in a long time before I left my corporate job. And I've learned to be bold in my ask, and I've learned to be bold in my no's and my yeses, and not accept just anything that looks good on the outside. And I have to dig deeper, and I want you to do the same. Find me online at imebony.com. Thank you. This is my wash and go. So many people are like, what's your natural curl look like? Well, this is it. I thank you all so much for joining me and participating and being here in your heart, love. You can find me online, imebony.com. That's IAMEBONY.com. Thank you. Or you can find me with my hashtag #BrandMeEbony. And I can't wait to see you online. As always, deuces. Have a good day.